What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The News. I'm Matt. I'm your host today, and joining me is Cody Felger, our co-host. Cody, how are you doing, man?
Good, man. Glad to finally be able to hop on here and talk about some news around all the media and everything. Just there's a lot of stuff, and I'm really excited to jump into it.
Absolutely. It should be a fun day today. There's one story in particular I could tell it's going to make everybody so happy. Nobody's going to fight with each other in the comments, but we got some movie news to talk about, a little bit of Marvel, a little bit of Star Wars, and a little bit more. Thank you all for joining the show. We really do appreciate it. Hope you're having a great Wednesday today, and I hope you have a fantastic week to, just to have a great week. So today, we're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about just all that good stuff. And let's start off with the first one. And it's a trailer for a new movie. It's from the director of The Father, big Oscar movie from last year called The Son. No, I don't think it's a sequel to The Father, but it has Anthony Hopkins in it, Hugh Jackman's in it, Laura Dern's in it. Really good cast. And it looks like it's that family drama type thing. Definitely going to be an Oscar buzz type movie. You're going to see a lot of people talk about it once we get to the end of the year. But Cody, say you watched the trailer. What were your thoughts on the trailer?
Yeah, certainly star-studded cast, like you mentioned. Yeah, I'm really excited to kind of see how that plays out. How that dynamic goes, and I'm always been a huge Hugh Jackman guy. Like I just love to see him in film and stuff. And it's also good to see Laura Dern back a little bit more. Cause it's kind of like where's Jurassic World. I feel like I hadn't seen her in forever, and so it's great to see her starting to get back into some more things a little bit. So yeah, man, all in all, I think it's definitely going to be, it looks very, very good. I'm really excited to see that. I actually, funny enough, I haven't even seen The Father, so I'm going to have to go check that out. After this episode, I suppose. So, but yeah, man, I am really, I'm looking forward to this movie and just kind of how these really star-studded actors, like, all the way through the main cast. Like, yeah, I'm just excited to see how they work off each other, in this role,
Me too. Like you said, just star-studded cast. You have Hugh Jackman in there. You have Laura Dern. I won't be surprised if they're nominated for Oscars or really any award in general. If it wasn't for Daniel Day-Lewis when he did Lincoln, I'm pretty sure Hugh Jackman would have won an Oscar when he was in Les Mis. But yeah, with Laura Dern, she hasn't done a whole lot, it seemed like lately. I think besides Jurassic World, the last thing I really saw her in that I can remember is Marriage Story that came out a couple years back. But yeah, no, I'm happy to see her in this movie. One of the better actresses, I think, working today. And in The Son in the movie, he was in Shazam. I like him. I think he's a good actor, so it's really nice to see him in there. I think the chemistry between those three is going to be really good. You could tell that they're just giving it their all. They're just putting all that emotion out there. And then Anthony Hopkins, legendary actor, shocked a lot of people when he won his Oscar. I think it was for The Father. He won it over Chadwick Boseman. It was his that Ma Rainey Black Bottom final movie that he would probably be nominated for, and that was a surprise to everybody. But it's really nice to see him in there. You could tell that he liked working with that director, which obviously he does because he won an Oscar. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. I mean, it doesn't show a whole lot. It's more of like a introduction trailer to the movie. You're probably not going to see much more marketing for it, at least as much as like a Marvel movie or just like a bigger movie in general. But yeah, no, I think it looks good. It's definitely going to be a, I guess a slower movie is how I'm feeling it. It's gonna be a little slower.
Yeah.
Building more on the writing. It's you can tell that actors like Hugh Jackman and Laura Dern, they're just gonna be chewing on that dialogue that's written there. So yeah, I like the trailer. We're gonna hear a lot about this at the end of the year. You're probably gonna hear things for Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, things like that. I definitely think this is gonna be a big movie in the awards circuit. So what did you guys think about the Sun trailer? Did you like the Sun trailer? Did you not like it? Are you excited for the movie? Let us know down below in the comments. Now we're going to move on to our next story. And this is a Marvel story. Ben Kingsley plays Trevor Slattery. We saw him in Iron Man 3. We all thought he was going to be the Mandarin, but ended up being a fake. He was just an actor. Then we saw him in Shang-Chi last year. And now he's going to be returning to Marvel in Wonder Man, which is going to be directed by Shang-Chi's director, Daniel Destin Creighton, I believe is his name. He's directing the series, and Trevor Slattery is going to be in the series. I really do like this. I like Ben Kingsley in this role. You can tell he's having a lot of fun with it. I know some people were upset with him in Iron Man 3 because he wasn't actually a Mandarin and he was just, kind of like a joke in the movie, but that's because
Yeah.
he's a failed actor. And that it makes sense with Wonder Man because Wonder Man is like an actor. Like that character is supposed to be an actor in the show. So having Ben Kingsley in there, it just makes perfect sense. So I like him coming back. I thought he was great in Shang-Chi. I thought he was really, really good in that movie. Really funny. Like there's the scene like with that big battle towards the end. You had like the creature or whatever kind of walking up. You see Ben Kingsley laying there. It looks like he's dead. It's like, bug off. I'm acting here. Like he's joking around being dead. I thought that was great. I really do enjoy it. I really do like him in that role. Ben Kingsley, obviously one of the better actors working today as well. What about you, Cody? What are your thoughts on this? And are you excited to see Ben Kingsley back?
It's good to see him back. Yes, absolutely. I've always been a fan of his, and like I said, like even though with the Iron Man he was in, like okay, there's some people who don't necessarily love that film,
Mhm.
and I understand why, but I don't
Yeah.
necessarily think he was the issue. I've always liked him as an actor, so to kind of see him
Mhm.
back, you talked about in kind of that the role, right? I'm
Yeah.
really excited to see kind of what he can bring. And honestly, Matt, I don't know how you felt about Marvel recently, but like I
Mhm.
feel like there hasn't been as much to get excited about. So this is like the first thing I've been excited about
Yeah.
for a little bit here. What are your thoughts just kind of on that?
I mean, I've there was a bit where I wasn't too excited for a lot of the stuff coming out, but I think in Comic Con when they had that big panel and they announced all that stuff coming out, that's when I really got excited because obviously you got Secret Wars coming out, you got Avengers Kang Dynasty, which that should be really exciting. But then you got like Daredevil is coming out,
Mm.
Fantastic Four is coming, so there's a lot that I'm definitely excited for in the future. But like, I guess after maybe after Spider-Man, there wasn't a lot that I was super excited for. Like Doctor Strange, I was excited for that, just with the whole multiverse stuff. But like Thor, yeah, I was gonna go see it, but I'm not the biggest fan of Ragnarok. Like I don't think it's a bad movie, but I think it did lean a little bit too much with the comedy. I
Oh
mean that's
yeah.
Taika Waititi.
Mhm.
That's his whole thing is comedy. But yeah, I wasn't too excited. There was things in Thor I was obviously excited for, like Christian Bale as Gore. I mean, come on.
Oh,
Obviously
amazing.
one of the best actors, in the last 20 years. Love it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but like Eternals was fine.
Mm.
Thor was okay. It just yeah, I agree. There wasn't a lot that got me really excited. I mean, I
Yeah.
liked a lot of what I saw in Phase 4. Like, I like Shang-Chi a lot. I like Spider-Man No Way Home a lot.
Mm.
Moon Knight I liked more than most people. Miss
Mm.
Marvel. But yeah, I mean, there was a bit where I was like, okay, I don't know where this is going. I'm not too excited right now about the future. But now that they laid out their plans for the next few years, I'm definitely excited.
I don't really. You don't even want to mention She-Hulk. I won't even go there.
I like
Have you even
She-Hulk.
seen it? Have you
Yeah,
seen it?
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
You liked it?
I like it. I didn't think
Oh.
the trailers looked good. I was like, "Yeah, this doesn't look really that appealing. The CG is really bad," but I thought the first episode was pretty good. I was like, "Yeah, this
Mm.
is fine." I think I tweeted out, "Yeah, She-Hulk episode 1 was fine," but then episode 2 came out, and I thought they did a really good job with that, and now, I mean, just from people I've seen episode 3 and 4, they're like, "Oh, just wait till you see episode 3. You're gonna be really excited about it." So got
Good.
Daredevil coming back, which I mean, I'm excited to see that, and I
Mm.
mean, there's gonna be so many cameos there, and just the idea of potentially seeing Deadpool and She-Hulk because they're
Mm.
both characters that break the fourth wall. That
Yeah.
would be exciting. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but I mean, I like She-Hulk, and I think it's just going to get better and better.
Mm, yeah.
But yeah. So what do you guys think about Ben Kingsley coming back to be Trevor Slattery and Wonder Man? Let us know in the comments down below. All right, so this is kind of the big story of the day. So Empire interviewed Rian Johnson, director of The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was definitely a movie that it caused a lot of division within the Star Wars fandom. A lot of toxic behavior came out of that. But he was supposed to direct his own trilogy of Star Wars movies. And really, I always thought, look, it's not going to be the main saga. Let him do what he wants. He can create his own story. Whatever. He's a good filmmaker. I mean, he did Knives Out, which I really like Knives Out, and
Yeah.
I'm excited for Knives Out too. But he was interviewed by Empire, and this is what he said when he was asked about, Star Wars, his trilogy, and just being asked about The Last Jedi. He said, "I've stayed close to Kathleen, and we get together often and talk about it." Then he says, "It's just at this point a matter of schedule and when it can happen. It would break my heart if I were finished and if I couldn't get back in that sandbox at some point." So Rian Johnson obviously wants to go in and do more Star Wars. He's a big Star Wars fan. Like, he doesn't like the prequels, which might make some people upset, but he was a big fan, and he was pulling things from like books that not a lot of fans heard of. So he wants to do it still. I'll go to you, Cody. What do you think about the idea of Rian Johnson coming back, let's say in 5 to 6 years when his Knives Out movies are done?
Yeah. You see, I'm torn because I still don't know how I quite feel about Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I think I respect that he wanted to take it in some different directions,
Mhm,
but I know why. And I don't know how you feel about that movie, but I've always felt
mhm.
like I hated what they did with Luke. I hated what they did with Luke. Just based off of what you saw from him from,
Yeah.
you know, really starting from, 4 all the way through 6, kind of the progression of his character,
Mhm.
the compassion that he showed for Darth Vader uh and then just for him to just have a premonition and then just to act the way he did. Like
Yeah.
I felt like, I guess there was better ways to respect Luke as a character. It almost felt like there was 2 different Lukes in certain ways. And so, like,
Mhm.
well, I want to be excited because, gosh, I don't even want to talk about the last movie.
Yeah.
Don't even want to go there.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I'm just slightly worried in the back of my mind, like, is he gonna respect like you talk about with the prequels, right?
Yeah.
If he's voicing that, and I get it, the prequels are flawed, but like, I
Yeah.
want to make sure, like, if he was to come back, he would honor,
Mhm.
1 through 6. I guess is my
Right.
thing, and so I don't know how I feel. I'm really like torn because like I want to see somebody attempt it and have like a coherent story from
Yeah.
movie to movie to movie, and not it feel like it was, different directors every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm really like torn on this. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I should say real quick, I did mix it up. It wasn't Rian Johnson that didn't like the prequels. It was J.J.
Okay.
Abrams.
Oh,
JJ
okay.
didn't like them.
Got it. Okay, I feel a
But
little
no,
bit better then.
yeah, Rian Johnson loves the prequels. Um,
That's good.
so I did end up mixing that up
So help
because
me if he brings back Jar Jar. I don't know what I'll do, man. Don't know what I'll do.
no. So like, and this is where people will lose it with me. I actually love The Last Jedi.
Okay.
I've
Cool.
always had the mindset of, when it comes to Star Wars, if they're actually planning on making movies for like the next 20 years, 30 years, however long they want to do it, you do gotta do some things different. You don't want to have it feel like the same movie over and over again. And that's what I liked about Rian Johnson was he took The Last Jedi. I felt like he still respected kind of what came out beforehand, but he took it in a different direction. He gave it a different feel than what we got with the other Star Wars movies, which is something I definitely respect.
Mhm.
And I actually like Luke in The Last Jedi. And I always say, when it comes to that scene where, and people bring it up where, oh, he went after Ben. He was gonna, kill Ben, but he obviously didn't do that with Vader. He had compassion, and he said, "Hey, I know there's good in him. I'm not going to give up on him." And what I always say with that is, well, and I think Book of Boba Fett actually kind of proved this more. Luke started to become like the Jedi and like how they're supposed to be, where you have no attachments, you you know you do what's best for the galaxy. And he looked into the future with Ben and saw, oh, he's going to slaughter a lot of people. If I end it now, we won't have another Vader. And he was going to do it for a second, but then he snapped back a second later, was like, I shouldn't be doing this. And then unfortunately Ben saw him doing that. But also, when it came to Luke in episode 6, as soon as Vader mentioned, "Oh, I'll turn your sister to the dark side," that's when he lost it. And
Mm.
for a minute, he was gonna kill Vader. Like, that's what he was trying to do, because he let the anger take over him. So, like, I never had an issue with that part. And, like, his actions and what he did based off of, what he did in the past, it always made sense to me because, you know, you see your own cousin, or not cousin, you see your own nephew slaughter the whole, your whole new Jedi Order, take a couple people with him and go away. Of course, you're going to go off and you're going to go to an island and just be alone forever, because you're like, oh no, I caused all this horrible stuff to happen. I'm just going to go away. Jedi, that's not the lifestyle we should be doing. So I never had an issue with Luke. I mean, I know that wasn't the best explanation right there, but
No, I got you. Yeah, that's a
no,
good point.
but
I definitely think one thing I never considered as you were kind of talking about that, and I
mhm,
know this isn't necessarily a Star Wars centric,
yeah,
news thing, but like talking about the whole idea of the parallels between Luke and even I kind of parallel to Yoda in Episode
yeah,
3, where they both felt like they failed. They both felt like they
yes,
didn't do what they were supposed to do as kind of the protectors, right? The
yeah,
grand people, in the sense, the grand masters, basically.
mhm,
And they both had a similar route, and it's so funny how that kind of comes around, where it's
yeah,
like, Luke went and visited Yoda, and then
right,
Ray comes and visits Luke, and it's just like,
mhm,
and then like they both have to have some convincing, so
yeah,
it's just kind of cool how those parallels, and I never really had thought
mhm,
about that before.
yeah,
How those kind of just line up,
yeah,
where both of them, both of Yoda and Luke are skeptical at the beginning, and then
mhm,
they end up coming around. And obviously Luke has a little bit more involvement in that, where
yeah,
Yoda just trains, but
mhm,
yeah, I definitely have never really thought about it that way. So thanks for bringing that up. That was actually really good for me to think about there.
yeah. I mean, he was basically Yoda. That's what he was, because Yoda didn't want to train Luke, and then he's like, "Fine, I'll train you." And same
Yeah,
thing with Luke. He's like, "I don't want to train you. The Jedi need to end." A little different reason why,
sure.
he didn't want to train her, but still, it basically the same thing. And like, yeah, there could have been some things done differently. Like, if he actually would have went to the planet and actually faced Kylo, like, face to face, instead of force projecting himself there, I think that could have been cool. I think a really cool callback, and I think it was the How It Should Have Ended channel brought this up, was, when they're shooting at Luke and you have all those shots going at, when the, dust goes away, you see all of the lasers just sitting there, like frozen, as Luke's holding it, because Kylo did that with the one shot in The Force Awakens. That would have been like a cool little callback of, oh yeah, Luke
Mhm.
is still way more powerful than you, Kylo.
Yeah.
But no, I really do like The Last Jedi. And my whole thing was, yeah, I understand why, you know, he wouldn't direct maybe like episode 10, but if he's doing his own story, his own trilogy, and it's like however many years ago or however many years in the future, and it's all these different characters, and none of them have anything to do with the original trilogy, prequels, or sequels, I think it could work. I mean, Rian Johnson is a very good director. Um, he obviously did The Looper, which is what probably got him the job. Knives Out, he just did recently. He directed the best episode of television of all time with Breaking Bad, and he's done. I believe he did one other episode there too, which oddly enough was very controversial and was very mixed among the fans, just like The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But still, it's a great episode, The Fly. But I think it would be good. Now, of course, if it comes out that Rian Johnson is going to return, there's going to be a lot of people out there going nuts. And it's already happening now, where a lot of people are like, no, he shouldn't come back. He ruined Star Wars. He didn't ruin Star Wars. Star Wars opened up a theme park ever since. They had Mandalorian ever since. Yeah, they're fine. Star Wars is okay. And like you, I did not like the Rise of Skywalker. I did not like that movie, but
Mm-mm.
I do love the Last Jedi, and I think the only disadvantage and the only thing that would be a negative for this, if Rian Johnson came back, is you're gonna have all the toxic fans attacking people because they didn't like The Last Jedi. And they're gonna attack people that like The Last Jedi, or people that think, oh yeah, this is a good idea if he does his own thing, and maybe they didn't like The Last Jedi, they'll still get attacked. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that was always my big issue, and it's weird. The Last Jedi was the reason why certain channels got so big because it was like, oh, Last Jedi came out, we're gonna trash on this movie. People want to trash on the movie. Here we are, 300,000 subscribers later.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I will say though, if people look, you can like whatever movie you want, you can dislike whatever movie you want. If you attack people because they like a movie or they don't like a movie, then you're what's wrong with the fandom. Like, those people are the reason why Star Wars fans are considered the worst because they'll just attack you. And then when Lucasfilm puts out a tweet and says, hey, don't be racist, you'll have fans say, oh, they're attacking us. They're attacking the fans. And it's like, no, they're just telling you, don't be racist.
Just
It, it-
be a
it's
good
it's like a
person.
simple tweet. Yeah, be a good person. Um, because there was that
Uh,
actress that was in Obi-Wan Kenobi that played Riva,
oh
Moses
yeah.
Ingram. She got a bunch of like just DMs of Star Wars fans being racist and saying all these really bad things. And Lucasfilm responded by saying, hey, there's a lot of species, there's a lot of races in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a racist one. And then
Hmm.
people are like, oh, they're attacking us. No, they're just telling you not to be racist. And then like they're like, oh, Rian Johnson attacked the fans. No, he didn't. he he only attacked the people that were being scummy. So I
Mm.
don't know. I'd be cool with it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. I'm sure it's be very positive. Do you want Rian Johnson to come back or no? Let me know in the comments down below. So we got one more story we're going to talk about today before we wrap it up. And this is about Chris Rock. So Chris Rock, he was offered to host the 2023 Oscars and he declined it. Obviously, a lot of people are going to remember the Oscars from last year because Will Smith went on stage and slapped Chris Rock. So Chris Rock, he said, no, I'm not gonna host the Oscars. I'm good. I don't want to come back. Um, this would be like I'll find the quote real quick, but Cody, what are your thoughts on Chris Rock and him not hosting the Oscars? Because
I
he had a
mean,
weird
yeah.
thing he said about it too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah,
you know? uh, yeah. I mean, I definitely don't blame him for not wanting to come back after the whole controversy last year. Maybe just wanting to take a step back a little bit and kind of be out of the publicity, whether
mhm.
positive or negative. In that case, negative. But yeah, I don't blame him one bit, man. I wouldn't want to do that if you were at risk of getting punched in the face or slapped in the face, rather. Anytime
Yeah,
you made a joke, regardless of what you think of him and think of the joke, it's like, okay, yeah. I don't
yeah,
blame him for not wanting to be physically assaulted potentially at the Oscars. So
right. And it's like for me, yeah. I mean, the joke was maybe I don't even think it was that bad. If I'm going to be honest, it was just like a little joke, yeah, he didn't know she had that condition, it sounds like,
yeah,
where, she doesn't have that long of hair. Um, but like, I don't know, it's just weird. I mean, he compared it to asking Nicole Brown Simpson to go back to the restaurant. Is
hmm
how he described it. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna go there. It's like that. And then he's like, look, I can't fight Will Smith. I couldn't do anything. He's way bigger than me. But no, I understand why you want to come back and host the Oscars. I liked the one year he hosted. I thought he did a good job. But like, yeah, I mean, you get slapped on that stage in front of all those people. Yeah, I wouldn't blame you for not wanting to go back. Maybe in a few years he'll change his mind, but
right.
yeah, I personally want it, and I really do hope they don't go back with the Oscars. I really hope they don't go back to the shows where they had no host. I thought the first one
Mhm.
was pretty good, but the second one I thought was really bad. I thought it just wasn't really handled that great. I didn't like them having a trio of hosts last year. That just I didn't really like that. Plus, I didn't really like that they got like Amy Schumer to be one of the hosts because
Mm.
I don't think she's funny.
No, you
I
don't.
just don't think she's funny. She steals jokes. She's not funny. But
Mm.
I do hope that they do get a host. I've always said, and this was before everything came out about him. I kind of said, yeah, I think Kevin Spacey would be a good host. Obviously, no, don't bring him in. But I think The Rock would be a good host because he can sing. I'm pretty sure he can dance. He's obviously involved with movies and he's very charismatic. So I think
Mm.
he would be a good host. Um, I don't want them to do the Kevin Hart Rock thing. I don't really want that, but if they can get like The Rock the host, I think that'd be pretty cool. Are there some people that you think would be a good host?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I don't know if I have anybody that comes to mind right now. I'm trying to still recover from the last one.
Right.
All the stuff that happened. Um, I like your idea though of The Rock. I think he would be a really good host. It feels like he's just well respected. Just a guy that I would actually tune in to watch. I don't tune into the Oscars a ton, but like if
Right.
The Rock was hosting, he's just like kind of that the guy that everybody seems to enjoy. And he I feel like he would have the wisdom to not offend anybody.
Yeah.
To not say something stupid on stage and then cause all that drama. And I just think he's a good
Mhm.
presenter in general. So
Yeah.
I would love
Now
him.
I think if they're gonna do two people, like they're gonna have like a duo, the host the
Mhm.
Oscars, I would say have like a Steve Martin and Martin Short host together. I think
Okay.
they're great together on stage. That's somebody you could have. I wouldn't mind bringing back Hugh Jackman. I thought Hugh
Mm.
Jackman did a really good job. Um, Maybe it wasn't the best show, but I thought as far as hosting, he did a good job. Um, yeah, The Rock, I think, is the perfect fit because, he'll bring in audiences too. Like you said, he'll
Exactly.
bring in people that normally don't watch the Oscars, and I feel like he'd do a really good job.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, like The Rock, Steve Martin, Martin Short are kind of people I'm thinking of right now. I know Steve Martin and I believe Martin Short, they both hosted together before. It was the year Avatar came out, so it'd be kind of funny if they come back and it was the year Avatar 2 came out. I think that'd be
That would be
pretty funny
funny.
too.
That'd be
Yeah,
that'd be
but
pretty great.
what do you guys think? Let me know some names you guys have for hosts. Let us know in the comments down below. And I think that's gonna do it for today's show. Thank you so much, Cody, for joining today.
Yeah.
We will definitely be back tomorrow with some more movie news. But let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah. So Matt and I typically do a lot of. We're obviously Matt's got the hat on.
Oh, wrong one. Let me switch. There we go.
You're good.
Got you.
Yeah, you're good. So yeah, I mean, Matt obviously had the Indianapolis Colts hat on, so him and I do some Colts stuff together
Yes.
and all that stuff. But yeah, you can find me. I would say I'm on Twitter at CPFelger55. I'm also on Instagram with the same handle. Those are kind of my two primary places that I go, and it's not more of a personal profile. So yeah, those places I would say.
Nice. Alrighty. And then you can also find me at Inside the Horseshoe. That's my other YouTube channel. Obviously, Cody, I'm bringing the juice, but you can find
Mhm.
me on Twitter at a couple different accounts. So you can find me at horseshoe_pod. That's where I do a lot of my sports stuff, and sometimes I tweet about other things. And then I have a personal account, which I should be using more often, which is it's Matt B95. And then we do have a Twitter for this channel, which is grab_the_remote. So you can find us there. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I promise, hopefully by Friday, we'll have a new intro, outro, all that fun stuff. So thank you for joining us. And until next time, we'll see you later.